Hello Internet, today it seems that you've just gotten me and my personality crisis has seemed to level out for a day, which is nice. It's nice to, not wake up and look in the mirror and ask myself, who am I? Because I constantly feel like I'm struggling with that on a day-to-day basis, but thank you all for helping keep me very grounded in these trying times. What's up guys? So today I'm going to talk about another movie I just watched on Shudder. There's a lot of new releases I've been wanting to get around to, but Shudder's been a pretty convenient way for me to watch some fun horror material as life has been sort of busy and keeping me going. So I was really excited to watch this movie after I read some comments about it. What we'll be talking about today is Vicious Fun, directed by Cody Calahan. Vicious Fun stars Evan Marsh as Joel, who's a horror writer for a Fangoria-esque magazine, and he's kind of nerdy, definitely like the outcast. He lives with this roommate who's really attractive, who he definitely has interest in, but she has no interest in him whatsoever. All he wants to do is lock himself in his room and watch movies all day long. I can definitely relate to that. Is a little off-putting and kind of weird at first, and she comes home one night and from a date, and he's looking outside, and she has sex with this guy in her car, and he watches him outside, and he goes out to the car when it's still sitting there and it's running. And while he's out there, he sees the guy get in his car and notices that he's wearing a wedding ring. And so he decides to follow this guy, not necessarily to shut down the relationship, but more it seems just that he's so insecure about himself that he wants to stand up and try to fight for this girl who's clearly not interested in him whatsoever. And he goes to this bar and he meets this guy named Bob, who is a real estate agent, who they drink together. He says like, oh, throw your drinks onto my tab. And they drink a ton, and he finally takes off. And when he leaves Joel with the bar tab. And Joel is drunk off his ass, and they're in this Chinese restaurant, and he stumbles to what he thinks is the bathroom, but it's actually a utility closet, and he passes out in the utility closet. And when he wakes up, the restaurant's closed. There's a circle of seats set up in the middle of the Chinese restaurant, and he finds himself stumbling upon a serial killer support group where you have these overblown caricatures of people that are representative of, horror icons or just like serial killer tropes, talking to each other about how they control their urges, how they hide their bodies, and shit just spirals out of control from there. Yeah, this is a movie that can be approached from multiple different ways. The self-awareness level is out of control, but I don't think it's to a detriment. It's just a lot of fun, and there are some movies in this world that are just a blast to watch, and I really enjoyed this. I really liked the cinematography a lot. It looks really great. The soundtrack is fantastic. It has a very late 70s, early 80s synth vibe that really fits the overall mood of the film. Really like these overblown caricatures. You can tell that the filmmaker really has a passion for the horror genre and that he really loves the movies that he's kind of poking at. I really liked that a lot about this movie. I think it works to its benefit, and it constantly made me laugh. The special effects are really great in this too. There's a lot of really gory moments in this. People getting ripped open, guts going everywhere, a ton of blood. It's definitely really violent, but it's cool. It seems like a really nice mixture of practical effects, and I like that. I like that they're not completely reliant on CGI for these things. There's a couple moments with some grislier kills that seems like there's probably some computer generated stuff, but for the most part, I really liked the practicality of the effects in this film. Performances are all really good. There's two standout performances in the movie for me. Ari Millen as Bob is one of them. He is like a complete lunatic in this movie. He definitely was giving me Patrick Bateman from American Psycho vibes. There's like a moment where he's in like the same poncho and just like this overblown persona that he has. He's got the slick back haircut, just like the way he acts, his movements, it just like breathes that Patrick Bateman vibe. Then Amber Goldfarb as Carrie is my other favorite performance in the film. She just plays like the ultimate badass, and when her character comes into play and you're understanding that situation, it makes the movie so much more fun, and it's just enjoyable to watch these characters act out, like play with their surroundings. And a lot of the film takes place in one location until they shift about the midway point in the movie. Everything's shot so nice. There's a couple of side-by-side frame shots that look really good, and I enjoyed that a lot about this movie. If I had any qualms with it, I would say one of my bigger problems is some of the screenplay isn't great. There's a couple moments where the jokes don't land and they feel like a little overblown, where it's like hitting this thing over the head over and over and over again, and I didn't like that about this movie. But I had so much fun with the overall experience of the characters and that self-awareness that it didn't take me out from not liking the movie. I just think like some revisits to the screenwriting might have made it a little bit stronger and could have made it more accessible for some people who might be off-put by how campy it is at times. But if you're a lover of the horror genre and you really get into that style of movie, you're gonna like this. You're gonna come away from having a lot of fun. You're gonna think it's an entertaining and engaging experience. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but it is a lot of fun, and it's an enjoyable horror movie. And if you have Shudder, it's one I'd recommend watching, because Shudder has some really great shit and they have some stinkers, and this was one that I really liked, and I would definitely recommend you check it out. Have you seen Vicious Fun yet? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. I thought it was a lot of vicious fun. Maybe that screenwriting could use a little touch up on my end. Yeah, I think you definitely should watch it. It was really entertaining. As always, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know what kind of material you're looking for. I've got a lot of content planned for the near future, and I look forward to getting it out there for you guys. There's a lot of new release movies I've got on the list to watch soon. Doing some more rank lists, got some more hot take videos that I've got planned in the near future. As always, thanks so much for watching, the internet, and have a great rest of your day.